His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa patronised yesterday, in the presence of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the launch ceremony of the Babco modernisation programme as the largest strategic project in the history of Bahrain and in the energy sector, which coincides with Bahrain's celebration of its National Day and the 25th anniversary of His Majesty the King's accession to the throne and the accompanying national events. Upon arrival, His Majesty was received by His Majesty the King's representative for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of Babco Energies, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Minister of Oil and Environment and the Special Envoy for Climate Affairs, Dr. Mohammed bin Mubarak bin Daina, Board Member of Babco Energies, Abdullah Jihad Azain, Group CEO of Babco Energies, Mark Thomas, CEO of Babco Refining Company, Dr. Abdurrahman Jawahri, Board of Directors and Senior Company officials. His Majesty inspected the exhibition accompanying the opening ceremony titled Journey Through Time, which reviews 3 time periods from the first stages of oil exploration in the kingdom until its discovery in 1932, then the export of the first shipment through the development projects implemented and the companies that were developed in the oil and gas sector at that time, to the various achievements made through vivid images using the latest artificial intelligence technologies. His Majesty then headed to the main stage where the band played the royal anthem.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة ملك البلاد المعظم حفظكم الله ورعاكم. سيدي صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير سلمان بن حمد آل خليفة ولي العهد رئيس مجلس الوزراء حفظكم الله. أصحاب السمو والمعالي والسعادة، السادة الحضور الكرام، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نجتمع هنا اليوم في صرح من صروح الصناعة الوطنية ومعلم حي للابتكار والإبداع في مجال التكرير والطاقة، وموقع شيد على تاريخ عريق من الإنجازات والتطور المستمر، حيث نحتفل معاً بافتتاح أكبر وأضخم مشروع تنموي استراتيجي في تاريخ شركة بابكو إنرجيز منذ تأسيسها قبل أكثر من 90 عاماً. مشروع هو فصل من قصة نجاح تضاف إلى تاريخ طويل من الإبداع والتفوق، ألا وهو مشروع تحديث مصفاة بابكو. ومن دواعي الفخر والاعتزاز أن يصادف هذا المشروع احتفالات المملكة باليوبيل الفضي لتولي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة ملك البلاد المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه مقاليد الحكم. Your Majesty, King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, King of the Kingdom of Bahrain, Your Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, a very good evening. We gather here today at this prominent landmark of national industry, a living testament to innovation and excellence in the fields of refinery and energy, the perfect venue to host our inaugural celebrations of the largest and most ambitious strategic development project in the history of Babco Energies since its inception 90 years ago, Babco Modernization Project. And it is a source of great pride that this project coincides with the Kingdom's Silver Jubilee celebrations of the accession of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. الحضور الكريم، خير ما نبدأ به حفلنا هذا آيات عطرة من الذكر الحكيم.
The ceremony began with the recitation of verses from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل لعبادي الذين آمنوا يقيموا الصلاة وينفقوا مما رزقناهم وينفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلال. الله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم وسخر لكم الفلك لتجري في البحر بأمره وسخر لكم الأنهار وسخر لكم الشمس والقمر دائبين وسخر لكم الليل والنهار وآتاكم من كل ما سألتموه وإن تعدوا نعمة الله لا تحصوها إن الإنسان لظلوم كفار. صدق الله العظيم.
الحضور الكريم، نعيش اليوم لحظة فارقة تسجل بأحرف من ذهب في سجل إنجازات المملكة، مرحلة من الريادة في صناعة التكرير، ولحظة طالما انتظرها الوطن وقطاع الطاقة بشركاته المتعددة التي يقودها بكل فخر واعتزاز سمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد آل خليفة ممثل جلالة الملك للأعمال الإنسانية وشؤون الشباب رئيس مجلس إدارة شركة بابكو Energies. Ladies and gentlemen, we stand today at a pivotal moment, one that will be recorded in the history of our kingdom's achievements. This milestone in refining has been eagerly awaited by the kingdom and the energy sector, driven forward with pride by the leadership of His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, His Majesty's representative for humanitarian work and youth affairs and chairman of Babco Energies. الآن نبقى مع كلمة سمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد آل خليفة، فليتفضل مشكورا.
Then delivered a speech on the occasion.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى آل خليفة حفظه الله ورعاه ملك البلاد المعظم، سيدي صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير سلمان بن حمد آل خليفة حفظه الله ورعاه ولي العهد رئيس مجلس الوزراء الموقر، أصحاب السمو والمعالي والسعادة، أيها الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسرني ويشرفني أن أرحب بكم يا صاحب الجلالة وبكم يا صاحب السمو الملكي وأصحاب المعالي والسعادة والسيدات والسادة في هذا اليوم التاريخي الذي يشهده العهد الزاهر للقائد سيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه. سيدي صاحب الجلالة، نحتفل اليوم وبتشريف جلالتكم بافتتاح أحد أحدث مصافي تكرير المنطقة للنفط والعالم بأسره، مصفاة تبنينا فيها أحدث التقنيات الفنية تطوراً وأحدث ما توصلت إليه التكنولوجيا الصناعية في هذا المجال. تفتتحون اليوم سيدي صاحب الجلالة أضخم مشروع رأسمالي يتم تنفيذه في تاريخ مملكة البحرين، وتتزامن انطلاقته مع مرور أكثر من 93 عاماً، وهو العمر التاريخي لاسم بابكو العريق الذي شهد أول تدفق لكميات النفط الخام في منطقتنا الخليجية في الثلاثينيات من القرن الماضي. إنه المشروع الذي سيعزز بمشيئة الله تعالى المستقبل المشرق للوطن ولقطاع النفط والغاز والطاقة، بما يضمه من 15 محطة فرعية و21 وحدة معالجة جديدة، لنتمكن من تكرير كميات تصل إلى 400 ألف برميل في اليوم الواحد، مما سيضاعف أرباح الشركة نتيجة لزيادة السعة الإنتاجية وتعزيز كفاءة الاستهلاك للطاقة، وهو ما سيضمن تحقيق مزايا طويلة الأجل في التكلفة التنافسية. شارك فيها وبتنفيذ هذا المشروع تحالف عالمي من أهم الشركات المتخصصة، بالإضافة إلى الشركاء المحليين. واستجابة لتوجيهات جلالتكم حفظكم الله ورعاكم، يستعد اليوم أكثر من 500 مهندس بحريني من الجنسين لمتابعة تشغيل وحدات المشروع وإدارته. إن رؤيتكم سيدي لهذا القطاع وإيمانكم بأهمية مواكبة التطور السريع الذي يتسم به هو الذي دفعنا للعمل جدياً في تنفيذ هذا المشروع الاستراتيجي، الذي يأتي كذلك دعماً لرؤية الحكومة الموقرة برئاسة صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير سلمان بن حمد آل خليفة ولي العهد رئيس مجلس الوزراء حفظه الله ورعاه، لتعزيز الموارد وضمان الارتقاء ببيئة وللاقتصاد الوطني وتنويع قطاعاته الإنتاجية بما يتوافق مع رؤية البحرين الاقتصادية 2030. سيدي، في هذا اليوم المبارك الذي يتصادف مع احتفالات الوطن باليوم الوطني، وكذلك يتواكب مع احتفالات الوطن باليوبيل الفضي لتولي جلالتكم مقاليد الحكم في مملكة البحرين، نجني ثمار سنوات من الجهد المتواصل والعمل الدؤوب والمتابعة الحثيثة والتصدي المدروس للعديد من التحديات التي شهدها العالم خلال السنوات الخمس الماضية. تخطو ولله الحمد شركة بابكو للتكرير اليوم أولى خطواتها الحقيقية نحو تبني أعلى مستويات الكفاءة والتنافسية والربحية في قطاعات التكرير، في جعل الابتكار والتنمية البشرية والاستدامة والبيئة من الأولويات الأساسية. فخورون اليوم جميعاً بهذا الإنجاز الذي سيدعم بشكل فاعل اقتصاد المملكة لضمان مستقبل مشرق للوطن. هنيئاً لمملكة البحرين، وجود قائد ملهم وحكومة رشيدة تسعى للازدهار لشعبها وأجيالها القادمة. وحفظ الله جلالتكم راعياً وقائداً لهذا الوطن العزيز ولشعبه الكريم، والحمد لله أولاً وأخيراً، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
A performance titled Journey Through Time was given, exploring the past, present and future, followed by a segment titled Celebrating a Homeland was performed.
Look upon the stars above Bahrain. They have borne witness to a story, written in the heavens and etched by time. A story of a land where visionaries and pioneers, under the wise guidance of the Al Khalifa family, nurtured the dream that would become the heartbeat of a nation. In the sands of Bahrain, Bahrain was born, not just as a company, but as the pulse of progress. Bahrain and Bahrain, bound together, inseparable, one destiny, one future. A paradise as pure and vibrant as Eden itself. Sweet waters flowed like liquid dreams. People danced in harmony with the island's heartbeat, a rhythmic pulse moving through the sand beneath their feet. Until one day, the earth revealed a wondrous secret, a liquid, rich and shimmering like the hues of dawn, began to seep from the sand. News of the discovery spread across the globe. From London to New York, from Milan to Japan, Bahrain was making headlines. People travelled far and wide. Radio stations around the world was full of news about Bahrain.
From the shimmering sands of the Arabian Gulf to the world stage comes exciting news. Bahrain has struck oil. First oil found in the Middle East, and representatives from the world's most prestigious oil companies embark on their journey to meet the wise rulers of Bahrain to start to build a refinery.
على هالأرض بحرين، بحر معروف باللولو اللي غاصوا لأهل هالأرض وتعبوا في بحارته، وبحر عكس موجة على تراب الديرة، فكانت الزراعة من نصيب أهلها اللي تاجروا في كل مكان. فصارت البحرين، لكن بعد سنين تجارة اللولو اللي كانت قلب هالجزيرة تلاشت. الغاصة والبحارة تعبوا من البحر وهواله، والشهور الطويلة بعيد عن الأهل شقة. كل هالتعب حول آمالهم إلى سراب، والمزارعين بانت التجاعيد على وجوههم من كثر ما يحفرون وسط الصخر، وكن عيونهم معلقة على مستقبل غامض.
The international oil experts arrived in Bahrain. Now they are about to meet the representatives of Bahrain's ruler.
We welcome you to our land and look forward to the possibilities.
We are delighted to forge this partnership with your country. We now seek workers to build the first refinery.
Our people do not have the skills for the task. We are traders, not laborers, so we'll need to bring workers from overseas.
لا طال عمرك، الناس موجودة. شوف حواليك. جاهزين يا جماعة؟ إي نعم جاهزين. رونا شلون وبنبني لكم المصفاة.
Good. Then you, sir, will take these men and you will help build the refinery. We will show you how. Adam, get the other men.
يبونا نبني مصفاة
علشان تكرير النفط اللي اكتشفناه.
وين بنسكن؟
We will build houses.
بنحتاج مدرسة ومرافق رياضية.
نحتاج إلى تدريب.
خلونا نثبت لهم إن البحرينيين قدوا،
والأيام راح تثبت.
Come follow us. Follow us. Come follow us and we will show. Yes, come with us.
The future awaits.
طلعت إلى النور مدينة عوالي، مدينة انبنت بحب وجهد وسواعد ما تعرف التعب، كل ذي بتوجيه من آل خليفة الكرام. هذه الإرث بنوه ببهاتنا وأمهاتنا، أولادنا وبناتنا، ومن أول حصاد جيل ورا جيل بنوه. عوالي مثل بنت صغيرة عزيزة على قلب أبوها. عوالي مو بس مكان، عوالي جزء من ذاكرتنا وقصصنا. عوالي يعني احنا. خذ لك نظرة أخيرة على عوالي. أنت قاعد تفكر في المستقبل، صح يا ولدي؟ أنت الوحيد اللي تقدر توصل للمستقبل.
ايش قصدك يبا؟
أنا أنتمي للماضي وأنت تنتمي للمستقبل. المستقبل ما له نهاية، روح ودور عليه. المستقبل قدامك.
Welcome to the Babco. Launch date, 18th of December, 2024.
Welcome, Yusuf. This is the future Babco Modernization Program, the heart of Bahrain's refinery modernization, which was the largest ever investment in the history of Bahrain.
Let us show you.
Babco Modernization Program, Bahrain's largest ever investment and covering 800,000 square meters, 600 football fields.
You see those cables? They can stretch from here to the Hubble telescope, 20 times over, 10,000 kilometers. Babco Modernization Program has 1 million square meters of fireproofing and insulation. Guess how tall it is?
متخيل إن هاي أطول من أهرامات الجيزة؟
Do you know how many people worked on this project?
22,292.
Do you know how much oil we now refine?
في ذيك الأيام كنتوا تكررون 10,000 برميل يومياً. اليوم احنا راح نكرر 400,000 برميل يومياً، بعد ما كنا نكرر 267,000 برميل يومياً، يعني زيادة بنسبة 44%.
Plus, we will cut energy use by 28% with cleaner and more sustainable technology.
It's also about a healthier Bahrain.
واليوم هو يوم افتتاح المشروع.
Take this and get updated.
Press the green button.
This is Babco Headline News. I'm Ethan Cole. All eyes are on Bahrain tonight as the Babco modernization program is said to bring a new era of energy to the kingdom.
The award-winning refinery has achieved a world-class 5-star safety record with an impressive 300 million project hours completed.
Recognized as the best national project in the Middle East and North Africa at the Mead Project Award 2023, has truly highlighted its significance and excellence in the region. Let's go live to Anna Davis, who is reporting from the water cooling towers.
These massive towers are designed to support the refinery's advanced operations, holding a remarkable amount of water to ensure smooth, uninterrupted processes even during peak demand. These towers can circulate enough water to fill 6 Olympic-sized swimming pools in just a minute. A staggering volume that guarantees Babco has a reliable water supply on hand.
Come with me to the park, where families can enjoy and relax. A benefit made possible by the environmentally conscious design of the project. Thank you. This project has achieved a 50% reduction in sulfur dioxide emissions and 5% decrease in nitrogen oxides, contributing directly to cleaner air. There has also been a 9% cut in treated wastewater discharge. That's my department, helping to protect our local water sources.
هذه المشروع حل وتحقق. Traders of the past and traders of the future.
Now all we have to do is start it up.
ولكن من مع زر التشغيل؟
من بيشغل المصفاة؟
سيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك المعظم.
During the occasion, His Highness Sheikh Nasser presented commemorative gifts to His Majesty and to His Royal Highness. His Majesty the King then inspected a 3D model of the Babco modernisation programme and then bid farewell to the attendees. His Majesty the King was then bid farewell. On this occasion, His Majesty the King expressed pleasure at the inauguration of the Babco modernisation programme, which complements Bahrain's achievements and its advanced position in this important sector. His Majesty emphasised that this vital project holds great promise for further enhancing economic development and providing numerous quality career opportunities for national cadres. His Majesty also emphasised that this programme reflects the government's directives led by His Royal Highness to continue investing in the oil sector and further promotes innovation and sustainability. His Majesty the King underscored that these efforts aim to further enhance competitiveness and achieve the desired increase in production capacity in the coming decades, while ensuring the application of the highest international quality standards in the fields of industry and production. His Majesty emphasised the importance of continuing to implement pioneering investment plans and projects in the oil sector, praising the progress achieved by Bahrain's oil industry in supporting the national economy and the sustainable development witnessed by Bahrain. His Majesty praised the fruitful efforts of His Highness Sheikh Nasser for his continuous support and initiatives aimed at developing the sector and enhancing its competitiveness. His Majesty also praised the vital role played by Babco Energies and the achievements it has made since its operations began more than 90 years ago, expressing his appreciation for the efforts of Babco Energies Chairman and CEO and all its competent employees who are responsible for managing operations. His Majesty the King noted that Bahrain's successes and achievements are the result of active participation of Bahrainis in the march of national action, as they have provided the world with a role model to follow in terms of creativity, achievement and foreseeing a promising future for Bahrain and its people. The Deputy King, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, issued Decree 111 of 2024, amending certain provisions of Decree 11 of 2014 regarding the establishment and organisation of the National Space Science Agency. The decree was issued based on a proposal by the Prime Minister and after the Cabinet's approval. Article 1. The text of items 1 and 2 of Article 5 and item 1 of Article 9 of Decree 11 of 2014 are replaced with the following. Article 5. Items 1 and 2. The agency shall have a board of directors comprising 7 members, including a chairperson and vice-chairperson, with expertise relevant to the agency's objectives. Their appointment shall be by royal order, based on a proposal by the Secretary-General of the Supreme Defence Council. The term of board membership shall be 4 years, renewable for similar terms. Article 9, Item 1. The agency shall have a chief executive appointed by royal order based on the Council's recommendation submitted to the Secretary-General of the Supreme Defence Council. The chief executive's powers and responsibilities shall be defined by the agency's regulations and bylaws. The chief executive may have one or more deputies appointed by royal order based on the Council's recommendation submitted to the Secretary-General of the Supreme Defence Council. The Deputy King, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, issued Decree 112 of 2024, appointing a Chief Executive Officer for the Social Insurance Organisation, the SIO, based on a proposal by the Minister of Finance and National Economy, following the approval of the Cabinet. Article 1. Imam Mustafa Mohammed Al-Mabati, the Chief Executive Officer of the SIO, is referred to retirement. Article 2. Sahar Rashid Abdurrahman Al-Manai, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Social Development, is transferred to serve as Chief Executive Officer of the Social Insurance Organisation for a term of 4 years. The Deputy King, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, issued Decree 113 of 2024, appointing an Under Secretary of the Ministry of Social Development based on a proposal by the Minister of Social Development and following the approval of the Cabinet. The Assistant Under Secretary for the Development of the Government Performance at the Prime Minister's Office, Zayed Adil Dawish, will be appointed as Under Secretary of the Ministry of Social Development, replacing Sahar Rashid Al-Manai. The Deputy King, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, issued Decree 114 of 2024, appointing the Assistant Secretary-General for the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, based on the nomination by the Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports and following the approval of the Cabinet. Sheikh Hamad bin Mohammed bin Hamad Al Khalifa will be appointed as Assistant Secretary-General of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, with the rank of Under Secretary, replacing Hadiya Mohammed Fatala. The Deputy King, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, met with the Secretary of the Navy of the United States of America, Carlos de Toro, at Sakir Palace. His Royal Highness affirmed the strength of the long-standing Bahrain-US relations, highlighting the multi-sectorial collaborations and strategic partnerships, particularly in the military and defence sectors, which contribute to achieving mutual aspirations. His Royal Highness emphasised the shared commitment to further strengthening strategic bilateral relations for the benefit of both countries and their peoples. His Royal Highness highlighted the role of bilateral agreements in strengthening the partnership between the two countries, with the most recent example being the Comprehensive Security Integration and Prosperity Agreement, CSIPA. His Royal Highness stressed the pivotal role of the United States in strengthening the foundations of security and peace and supporting international efforts to safeguard maritime security and ensure safe navigation. His Royal Highness highlighted the partnership with the armed forces of allied countries, which contributes to sustainable development efforts, both regionally and internationally. During the meeting, several issues of common interest and the latest regional and international developments were discussed, along with ways to enhance Bahrain-US cooperation across various sectors, particularly in military and defence fields. The Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Isa bin Salman Education Charitable Trust and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Tamkeen, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, in addition to the Ministers of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and several senior officials also attended the meeting. Under the patronage of His Majesty the King, Bahrain celebrated the inauguration of the largest project in the history of the kingdom's oil sector, marking the beginning of a new phase for the national economy. More in this report.
In a joyful ceremony, honoured by the presence and patronage of His Majesty the King, and in the presence of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, and a number of senior officials, diplomats and specialists, the largest investment in the history of the Kingdom of Bahrain was announced, which was the opening of the largest refinery in the region, which heralds the beginning of a new phase for the oil sector in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
So today is a historic day for the Kingdom of Bahrain and for Babco Energies with the inauguration of the Babco BMP project. This project has been a long time in the construction phase, all the way since its origination in 2015 until here in 2024, where we've now today inaugurated the project. We'll be starting the project up over the next 6 to 12 months. Raising the capacity from 267,000 barrels a day of crude oil to 400,000 barrels a day of crude oil. And more importantly, we're able to specify the type of products that we're making from the refinery and key in on some high value products like jet fuel, kerosene and diesel. So we're very, very happy today to have had His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa here to inaugurate this beautiful facility.
The new oil refinery is a huge project that doubles production and refining and contributes effectively to enhancing the role of the oil sector as a key player in the kingdom's economic system through the development of all stages of refining in accordance with the highest international standards and with new and highly efficient technologies.
Well, I'd like to congratulate Bahrain on a spectacular event today to launch the new refinery. The refinery itself is a really important economic project for Bahrain, a state-of-the-art project which is going to be a part of Bahrain's economy for many years to come. The oil story, as we heard today, started in Bahrain, and so it's right that Bahrain is leading with new technologies to continue the oil story and bring ever greener practices, ever more sustainable practices.
The attendees emphasized that the ceremony included a review of the various historical stages of the oil sector in the kingdom through exceptional and unique presentations and performances that were linked to the history and originality of the Bahraini society, as well as the will and ambition of the people of Bahrain towards a more developed and prosperous future.
Group CEO of Babco Energies Mark Thomas and CEO of Babco Refining Dr. Abdurrahman Jawahari held a joint press conference on the sidelines of the inauguration of the Babco modernisation programme, highlighting that the initiative marks a significant step towards enhancing Bahrain's production capacity in oil refining. They noted that the programme is expected to substantially support the national economy and increase revenues, representing a strategic step to strengthen Bahrain's economy by creating new jobs and improving the quality of petroleum products, with a focus on employing Bahrainis in the programme. The speakers expressed the optimism about the strategic programme, which will serve as a foundation for launching new initiatives to enhance Bahrain's position as a leading investment destination. It is expected that production capacity will reach 400,000 barrels per day, representing a 42% increase. The speakers noted during the press conference held after His Majesty the King patronised the inauguration ceremony of the programme that it is the largest strategic initiative in the history of Bahrain and the energy sector. Through the development of the oil sector in the Kingdom of Bahrain, Babco has emerged as a key pillar in the kingdom's economic development. In light of the royal and the government support, the oil sector in Bahrain has been able to contribute effectively to the national economy. More in this report.
Since the discovery of oil in the Kingdom of Bahrain in 1932, Babco refining has become a symbol of the economic and industrial development for decades, as it contributed to the development and achieving outstanding results in the oil and gas sector, as it is the first company in the Arabian Gulf. Over time, the company has witnessed continuous expansion and modernization, most notably the Babco Modernization Program, to increase its production capacity from 267,000 barrels to about 400,000 barrels per day, which enhances its regional and international competitiveness. Babco refining is a key pillar of the national economy in the Kingdom of Bahrain, where it contributes significantly to the GDP and job creation, and its continuous investments in infrastructure and modern technology enhance the kingdom's position as a regional center for the oil and gas industry. The company and the oil sector in general enjoy the continuous support and patronage of His Majesty the King and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, as His Majesty has always emphasized on several occasions the importance of developing this vital sector. Babco Refining looks to the future by adopting transformation strategies in the energy sector, aligned with the vision of His Majesty the King and the aspirations of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, and the follow-up of His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, who has spared no effort to work on the development of this sector, as the company works to develop various areas of oil production and achieve decarbonization in its various operations, to contribute to enhancing improvement and progress programs, and achieve energy security and sustainability in line with Bahrain's Economic Vision 2030.
In a special statement to the news centre, Babco Energy's Group CEO, Mark Thomas, stressed the importance of the Babco Modernisation Programme, which aims to increase refining capacity and enhance the product portfolio.
Now, Babco Energy's group is acting as a single company. Historically, we were a number of separate companies, each operating independently. And now we have the scale to operate as a single company. And so in the marketplace, we show up as one company. And therefore, the reputation, the trust in the Kingdom of Bahrain and in Babco is showing up in the marketplace globally now under the name of Babco. The project is to bring more cash, more wealth into the Kingdom of Bahrain through the sale of these high-value products. Almost 100% of our product that is produced in the Babco refinery is sold for export. A very small percentage of it is actually consumed within the Kingdom of Bahrain. And so what we do is try to maximize the value of the products that we sell in the marketplace. And today you see products from Babco refinery being sold in places like Brazil, in places like Philadelphia, in places like South Africa. And so we try to maximize the value of the products we sell by targeting specific markets, and then having that income come back into the Kingdom of Bahrain. So like most companies today, digital technologies are becoming more and more prevalent in our business. And so using digital technologies, whether it be artificial intelligence for use in how we optimize our refinery, or satellite technology for emission detection so we can eliminate emissions. These are the areas that we're using to enhance the operational efficiency of our business, of our refining business, as well as be responsible for the emissions that come from our business. Well, the great news is that we have a tremendously talented staff in Babco Energies, primarily made up from Bahraini talent. And the great news is that the talent that we have are always looking at the national interest. And so our employees are thinking not just about how do we make Babco Energy successful, but how do we make the Kingdom of Bahrain successful. And within the company itself, we have an approach of we have decisions taken at the point of maximum knowledge. And we have so many talented Bahraini employees. They are taking key decisions every single day that impact on the business and impact on our ability to bring value to the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa inaugurated the newly renovated Sheraton Bahrain Hotel in the presence of the Minister of Municipality Affairs and Agriculture, Engineer Wael Mubarak, the Minister of Electricity and Water Affairs Yasser Hamdan, the Minister of Tourism Fatima Al Sharifi, Chairman of the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry Samir Nas, and a number of senior officials, which coincides with Bahrain's National Day celebrations and the 25th anniversary of His Majesty the King's accession to the throne. He stressed that the positive performance of the non-oil sectors, supporting economic growth and diversification in Bahrain, has had a positive impact on all other economic engines, including the hotel and tourism sector, which is an important indicator of investor confidence and a vital tributary to the comprehensive development process under the leadership of His Majesty the King and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. The Deputy Premier pointed out Bahrain's keenness to modernise its tourism infrastructure in line with international standards. He was briefed on the hotel's components, including its upgraded hotel rooms, modern facilities and the facilities it offers to its visitors. He said that the Sheraton Bahrain Hotel reflects the history of development in Bahrain for more than 4 decades, which is in the centre of Manama and undergoing a comprehensive development process and embodies a unique blend of originality and modernity. He underscored that the government continues to encourage and stimulate the tourism sector as a promising sector within the economic recovery plan by working to increase its indicators in the GDP. He praised the efforts exerted by Al Sarafi and the Ministry's employees and the Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority for the active partnership with the private sector in implementing projects that support the tourism sector while commending the contributions of the concerned parties. For her part, Al Sarafi expressed her thanks and appreciation to the Deputy Prime Minister for inaugurating the Sheraton Bahrain Hotel after its renovation, praising his remarkable support of the hotel and tourism sector in implementation of the directives of the government, headed by His Royal Highness, to develop and promote the sector. Meanwhile, the General Manager of Sheraton Bahrain, Thomas Flint, reiterated the hotel's brand commitment to continue the role it has played for more than 40 years in Bahrain by enhancing the local tourism sector by providing an exceptional hospitality experience for all visitors to Bahrain.
The Sheraton, as you know, is a hotel that has a long history with Bahrain. Originally opened in 1981 on the 16th of December. So here we are today with the transformed Sheraton. So ready for another almost 40 years of history with Bahrain. So we have built a new hotel here that is much more open, much more light, much more modern than we had before. We have today 210 rooms, which is less rooms than before, but now we have larger rooms to offer our guests so they have a better comfort when they are in the rooms. Other than that, we have developed a total of currently 3 restaurants. Other than that, we are offering a Shine Spa with the treatment rooms for both ladies and gents and a large gym, also with a separate ladies' gym and a mixed gym.
His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa deputised the Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa to attend the reception organised by the Qatari Embassy in Bahrain on the occasion of Qatar's National Day. Upon his arrival, accompanied by a number of ministers, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah was received by the Ambassador of Qatar to Bahrain, Sultan bin Ali Al Qatar. The Deputy Premier conveyed the congratulations of His Royal Highness to the Emir of Qatar, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, the Deputy Emir of Qatar, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Thani, the Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Qatar, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman bin Yazim Al Thani, and the Qatari people. He affirmed that Bahraini-Qatari relations enjoy the support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Highness the Emir of Qatar, pointing out that joint cooperation continues to grow at all levels to meet the common interests and goals of the two countries. He pointed out that Bahrain and Qatar have bilateral relations in various fields, which are being built to further strengthen fraternal ties to achieve the desired goals, noting that joint work and coordination between the two countries and the brotherly peoples continues to progress. He wished Qatar further progress and prosperity, as well as security and stability for the two countries and their peoples. For his part, the Ambassador of Qatar to Bahrain appreciated the support of His Majesty the King and His Highness the Qatari Emir to strengthen bilateral relations and develop cooperation at various levels towards further progress and prosperity. He also expressed thanks and appreciation to His Royal Highness for following up on joint work and coordination to achieve the common visions and goals, while expressing appreciation to the Deputy Prime Minister for attending the event. The Minister of Works, Engineer Ibrahim Al-Hawaj, paid an inspection visit to the development of 27 and 79 Street in the 577 complex in Sar area of the Northern Governorate, coinciding with the completion of the project and the opening of all its lanes to traffic. On the occasion, the Minister stressed that the road network development projects aims to improve traffic flow, increase capacity and enhance traffic safety as the area witnesses heavy traffic with a number of commercial complexes surrounding these streets, adding that the capacity of the street will increase from 1,500 vehicles per hour to 10,000 vehicles per hour. Earlier, the Ministry of Works completed the road and sewerage network works for the development of northern part of Block 575 in Al Janabiyah, while the southern part is nearing completion, as the two projects aim to provide infrastructure services that meet the aspirations of residents and visitors to the area and contribute positively to the smooth flow of traffic. Bahrain Bourse announced the listing of Al Baraj Restaurants Group at BSC under the trading symbol Abraj, where a bell ringing ceremony was held to mark the commencement of trading on Abraj shares. On the occasion, the CEO of Bahrain Bourse, Sheikh Khalifa bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, expressed pleasure to welcome the listing of Al Abraj Restaurants Group under the consumer discretionary sector on Bahrain Bourse. The chairman of Al Abraj Restaurants Group, Hamad Isa, also expressed pride and gratitude on the occasion and stressed that the company will continue upholding its values and the unwavering belief in its potential for its growth. And in Arab and international news, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince and Prime Minister, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, discussed the latest developments in Syria with Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed al-Sudani during a meeting in Al-Ula. They discussed efforts to help Palestinians in Gaza and the need for the full implementation of the ceasefire agreement. Al-Sudani stressed Iraq's keenness on the unity of Syrian territory, non-interference in Syrian internal affairs, respect for the free will of Syrians, and ensuring the participation of all components of the Syrian people in the country's administration. The President of Angola, João Lourenço, arrived in the Sultanate of Oman on a two-day official visit. Oman News Agency reported that the Angolan President will meet with His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq of Oman during the visit. The visit comes within the framework of promoting common interests between the two countries in a number of fields. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi welcomed the leaders of the Organisation of 8 Developing Countries, D8 member states, at the new administrative capital. El-Sisi inaugurated the 11th D8 summit, which will also include a special session on Lebanon and Palestine. The Egyptian president said that developing countries are facing serious challenges that hinder the realisation of their people's aspirations for prosperity and development. He said that this makes it extremely difficult for them to achieve progress and growth in an acceptable manner. In his speech, El-Sisi called for the need for concerted efforts among developing countries to face these complex challenges, to enhance joint cooperation and implement joint projects and initiatives in various fields. He pointed out Egypt's intention to ratify the organisation's preferential trade agreement, emphasising the importance of promoting intra-OECD trade among member states.